Today we're making this super easy, super delicious pumpkin ricotta cheesecake. Out of this world good. Just keep watching. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take 1 cup of heavy cream and heat it up till it's just about boiling. You'll see it's gonna be nice and bubbly, but if you allow it to boil, it's gonna boil over and it's gonna make a big mess. All right, so we're gonna heat this up. So while we're waiting for the cream to heat up, in a medium-sized bowl, you're gonna add 2 cups of white chocolate chips, along with half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon with 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. So once your heavy cream is all nice and bubbly, we're gonna pour this right into our bowl with the chocolate chips. And we're gonna stir this till all the chocolate is nice and melted. Just like that. And now into the refrigerator this is gonna go. You're gonna wanna let this chill for at least 2 hours because we're gonna whip this up and use this as our topping for the cheesecake. So into the fridge it's gonna go. So next up, we're gonna prep our graham cracker crust. We're gonna need about 1.5 to 2 cups of finely ground graham crackers. This is 2 packages. You could, pulverize them in a food processor, but I don't feel like pulling that out. So I got them in here in a sealable storage bag. I'm just gonna whack them with a mallet. All right. So you want your graham crackers to be nice and fine. Almost like a powder. Doing it this way is a good way to get out some frustrations. So we're just gonna keep whacking this. Just like that. That was fun. So now, you're gonna add 2 cups of those graham cracker crumbs to a small bowl, along with 1/3 cup of packed brown sugar, oven's ready, along with 3/4 cup of melted butter. You can use salted or unsalted. I'm using a little bit of both. Just add a little bit more savoriness to the dish. All right, now we're gonna just mix this all together until it's all fully incorporated. You can see it's gonna be like sand. Break up that brown sugar because we want it all evenly distributed. Just like that. So now I have my springform pan that I sprayed with a little nonstick cooking spray. We're gonna pour these crumbs right inside. And then we're gonna press it to the bottom. So it's nice and even. And we'll have a nice crust. A nice trick you can use is using the bottom of a measuring cup, just to get that really in there. All right, and you want it up the sides a little bit. All right, the point is to really make it as even as possible. Just like that. All right, so now I lined the bottom of the springform pan with a little bit of foil because, these tend to like to leak. You don't want butter all over your oven. It'll just smoke up, make a mess. Fire department will come and yada yada. So, so now into a preheated 350-degree oven, it's going to go for about 10 to 15 minutes, probably about 12. You just want this to set. All right, so into the oven it's going to go. So while waiting for the graham cracker crust to cook, we are gonna start on our cheesecake. All right, so in a large bowl, you're gonna have 2 cups of ricotta cheese, 1 8-ounce brick of softened cream cheese, and to this we're gonna add a 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree, which is roughly about 1.5 cups. Let's put this right in here. And we're gonna mix this all together so it's nice and smooth and creamy. You could do this, in a stand mixer, but I like to do things the hard way. So I'm gonna do this by hand. That's why you wanna make sure that cream cheese is soft, so it'll be much easier to do. So we're gonna mix this all together, nice. Just make sure you don't forget about your graham cracker crust. Just like that. And now to this, we're going to add 5 large eggs. I just pulled the graham cracker crust out of the oven. You'll see it got a little brown on the edges. I pulled it out after 12 minutes. This should be enough time. It's nice and set. All right, so we're going to put this aside and allow this to cool. And now we got our eggs in. Now we're going to whip this up. Once we got the eggs all mixed in, we're going to add our spices. So over here we have a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, along with 1.5 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. Now we're going to mix this all in. Love the smell of those spices. So nice. And then lastly, we're going to add 1¼ cups of all-purpose flour, along with 1.5 cups of packed brown sugar. If you want to use regular sugar, you can, but I just love the flavor from the brown sugar. All right, and now we're going to mix this all together until everything is fully incorporated and nice and creamy. Just like that. And now we're ready to pour this over our graham cracker crust. And now it's ready for the oven. Look at this, doesn't that look beautiful already? Oh, all right, so you want to bake this in a preheated 350-degree oven for at least an hour, possibly up to an hour and a half. You just want to bake this until the center is nice and firm. You could bake this in a water bath if you want. That helps prevent the cheesecake from cracking, because this is very delicate with the baking process, but I'm not that needy. I'm fine with the little cracks in my cheesecake. All right, but into the oven it's gonna go, like I said, for at least an hour, possibly like to 75 minutes. So we'll see this in a while. All right, so the cheesecake's in the oven. It's got a long time to cook, so you know what that means. That's right, it's cocktail time. All right, so for today's mega Appletini, we're gonna start with 2 ounces of vodka, 2 ounces of apple schnapps, 1 ounce of limoncello, about an ounce and a half of apple cider. There we go. And then just a splash of simple syrup. All right, so it's shaky, shaky. And we pour. That already looks crazy refreshing. Nice. Cheers. Like my hat? Ah, that is so good. So good. If you enjoy a nice apple martini, this is definitely the one for you. It's sweet, it's tart, it's got that beautiful lemon finish. So refreshing. So if you try this drink recipe, let us know. Yay. All right, so we just pulled this out of the oven. It actually took the full hour and a half, but oh my gosh, she looks beautiful. So good. So we're gonna allow this to cool for at least an hour or 2 before we try it. And there are those cracks. Oh well. Maybe they'll go away when it settles. Oh, but I can't wait. All right, so while our cheesecake is cooling, we're gonna whip up our now cooled white chocolate mixture. Gonna use a hand mixer. Just gonna whip this up. So it's nice, frothy, and super thick. It only takes a couple minutes. And just like that, it's done. Got thick and creamy and light. So good. Oh, that's gonna be amazing on the cheesecake. All right, so our cheesecake has been cooling. Looks so good. We got our whipped white chocolate mixture in a piping bag. Now it's time to decorate the cake. Just little florets like that. So pretty, but it adds so much flavor. If you don't have a piping bag, you could just use a storage bag and just do little dollops. Just as easy. But look at this. Doesn't that look beautiful? And all from scratch. All right, we'll put one in the middle. Look at that. Put a bigger one. Gorgeous. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. So ready to eat it. All right, it's time to slice it up. Can't wait. Oh my gosh. Bon appetit. Wow. So creamy. So luscious. Oh, and that crust. You can't buy a cheesecake this good. Oh, it's out of this world. It's lighter because of the ricotta, but still all the creaminess and everything that you expect from a cheesecake. But just, oh, yeah, the ricotta just makes it so much lighter. So you can eat 3 slices. So if you try this recipe, let us know. Thanks for watching. Oh, wow, I can't stop eating this cheesecake. Oh, hello, Lulu. Can I help you with something? Hi, Drake. Is there something you want? You want some cheesecake? Lily, you don't like cheesecake. Oh, you do? When did that happen? Just now? Fine, fine, I'll cut you a slice. But I'm keeping most of this for me.
If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Poppy's Cucina. Thanks!